Now I have a short exercise for you. First, you will identify the participle. Okay. Then we will underline the participle. Then we will find out, is this sentence a present participle or past participle? So two things we have to do. First, I'll give you the sentence. You identify the participle, underline. Then say what kind, present or past. All right? It's a nice exercise for us to recall what we have already learned. Underline the participle. Underline the participle in each of the sentences. In each of the following sentences. Okay, that's the first part. Then, and say whether it is present or past participle. And say whether it is a present participle or past participle. Present participle or a past participle. A past participle. And that's what we are going to do now. Okay, let's look at it carefully. Underline, that's what we are going to do. What are you going to underline? You go to underline the participle. That's the first thing that we are going to do. We will underline, identify, underline the participle. Then each of the sentences. Then say whether it's the present. We have to look at it. Is it a past or is it a present participle? So each sentence you have two small work to do. Underlining, identifying, underlining, and detecting. Is it a present or is it a past participle? Okay, the first sentence you have is, I met a man carrying a bag of books. I met a man. I met a man carrying a bag of books. Now look at it very carefully. We have done this. I met a man carrying a bag of books. We are supposed to underline the participle. Tell me, identify, where is the participle? Carrying, because it ends in ing. So we underline carrying. Okay? Here, this is the participle. Now, what kind of participle? Past or present? I met a man carrying, he's still carrying. So, it is present participle. Very good. So, it is a present participle. Present is going on carrying. Present participle. Okay, you done well in the first one. What did we do first? I met a man carrying a bag of books. First we underline the participle. Participle is in ing and the work is going on. So it is a present participle. Let's look at the second sentence. Second sentence I have here is, she wore an old tattered dress. She wore. She wore an old tattered, fully torn, old tattered dress. First, identify which is the participle. Good. Tattered, ending in ed. Old, tattered. So what will be? It's a past participle. Very good. So the second one is a past participle. Very good. So now we are thorough. We know. I met a man carrying a bag of carrying. The work is going on. Present participle. And this is the participle. She wore an old tattered dress. Ends in ed. It is past. The dress is torn. She wore, finished wearing, past, over. So it's a past participle. Now let's look at the third sentence. The wounded soldier lost his life. The wounded soldier. The wounded soldier lost his life. Lost his. First he was wounded and he also lost his life. Now identify the participle. Lost. No. Wounded. Ending in ed. Wounded. That is a participle. The wounded. Finish. You got wounded. Finish. Over. So that is past. He got wounded and he lost his life. So what is it now? It is the past participle. It is the past, over participle. The action completed, over. Next. The next sentence I have here for you is, God willing, I shall have a baby. God willing. God willing. God willing, comma, I shall have a baby. Now, identify the participle. What is it? Willing, ending in ing. Willing, I shall have. So the action has to happen. So what is it? It is present. I shall have a baby. So that is present participle. Present. It is the present participle. Next sentence I have here is, I saw the letter being posted. I saw the letter. I saw the letter being posted. I saw the letter being posted. Identify. Here it is. Being, again ing. That's verb. That is the participle. And so it's again present participle. Being, I saw the letter being posted is a present participle. present participle. The next sentence I have here is, her joke was interesting. Her joke. Her joke was interesting. Her joke was very interesting. Now identify the participle is ing, interesting. And therefore that is again present participle. Okay? This is again present good participle. And the next sentence is, welcomed by the student. The principal smiled at the class. Welcomed. Welcomed by the students. Welcomed by the students. The principal. Principal smiled at the class. Smiled at the class. Identify the participle. Very good. Welcomed. Ed. Ending in welcomed by student. The principal smiled at the class. So that is a past participle. Welcome. Finish welcoming. Past. So that is past participle. Okay, next. The next sentence. Shot by an arrow, the pigeon fell down. Shot by an arrow. By an arrow. The pigeon fell down. The pigeon fell down. Identify the participle here. Shot, ending in T. Shot by an arrow, the pigeon fell down. Finish. The shoot is over. The pigeon has fallen down. It's a past participle. Very good. It's a past participle. Past participle. Next. I saw the moon shining. I saw the moon. I saw the moon shining. And the moon is going on shining. Identify the participle. Shining. It's going on. Ending ing. And it is present. You can see it there. It's a present participle. Present participle. Tenth sentence. He is a retired professor. He is a retired. He's a retired professor. All right. Identify the participle here. Ed, ending in ed, retired. So you finish retiring. It's over. So it is past participle. It's past. So it is past participle. Participle. I have another sentence here. She saw him keeping the money. She saw him. She saw him keeping the money. She saw him keeping the money. Okay. Now identify the participle ing. Keeping. Action is going on. So what is it? It is present. Present participle. Keeping the money. Present participle. I have one more sentence for you, and that is, we see him playing in the garden. We see him. We see him playing. We see him playing in the garden. In the garden. At the last sentence, identify the participle playing. You have ing, the game is on. And so that is, again, present participle. Present participle. Now what have we done here? We try to recall to our mind the present and the past participle, identifying the participle. In the first sentence, we have, I met a man carrying a bag of books. Action is going on, carrying. So it's a present participle. She wore an old, tattered dress. It's the past participle. It's already over. Action, already over. The wounded soldier lost his life. Wounded, he's wounded and he also died. So it's over. So it's past participle. Then the God willing, it's going on. I shall have a baby. So it's a present participle. I saw the letter being posted. It's getting posted. Being posted. So it's a present participle. Her joke was interesting. She's going on telling the joke and it's very interesting. It's going on. So it's present. It's happening in the present. So it's present participle. Welcomed by students. The students finished welcoming the principal. The principal smiled at the class. It's past. It's already over. Shot by an arrow. The pigeon fell down. Somebody shot an arrow at the pigeon. Pigeon fell down. Shooting is over. It's past. Therefore, it's past participle. I saw the moon shining. We can see it there. The moon is still shining. So it is present participle. He is a retired professor. He finished retiring. So that is a past participle. We saw him keeping the money. Keeping. It's going on. So it's a present participle. We see him playing in the playground. I can see. Going on. Action going on. So it's the present participle. Identifying the participle and saying whether it's past or present participle. So now you learn the exercise. Doing this, you are able to identify. Now you are clear what is past and what is present participle.